What is going on, guys? David Productions 345 here. In today's video, we're going to be showing you guys how to fix your all-wheel drive potentially if you are getting service all-wheel drive lights. You scan your car and I will show you exactly what code I got. Alright, so this is the code that I got on my car right here. I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see. Why can I? There we go. This is the code that I got. C147B. Drivetrain transfer case control module. So guys, basically what's been happening is every once in a while when my car is just driving and like it switches from all-wheel drive to rear-wheel drive or vice versa, every once in a while I get a service all-wheel drive light that pops up in like the top right of the screen right here, and I just keep wondering what the hell's going on. And then I look at my all-wheel drive system and it's not working. So I started like being a little bit confused because I was just like, what's going on? And then I scanned my car, I got that code, looked it up. It said it could be a bunch of things, and then I started looking on YouTube, started looking through Reddits and stuff, and I found this one video, and I'll shout the guy out because this is the only video that I found that kind of relays what's potentially going on. I literally just watched it. From Gary Gilbert, he did a video on his 2011 Dodge Charger all-wheel drive axle disconnect. So shout out to Gary Gilbert. He's the only guy who I've seen do this. There might be other people, but he said this fix would possibly fix your issue. So without further ado, guys, I went out to Rock Auto. You guys see there better be stickers in here, but guys, this part I ordered from Rock Auto, which should fix this issue, hopefully. All right, so here's the part. Oh, okay, good. And yes, magnet. What did we get this time? Ooh, that's cool. Here's the part number for this part right here. This is the front axle disconnect solenoid. Obviously Mopar. I gotta take a thumbnail real quick. Alright guys, we are back. So here are the parts list you need. You need the actual part itself, you need a light to see, you need a jack, and then you need a stand. Also, you need a wheel chalk to chalk the back of the car so it doesn't fall. I already did that right there. And now what you're gonna need is a 10mm wrench or ratchet. In the video that I watched, it looked like there was one bolt that was kind of hidden, so using the ratcheting wrench, this thing is awesome. It's a 10mm, so there you go. Yes, I did not lose my 10mm. So what you want to do is jack up the car in the usual spot. You can jack up the car in a few places. Number one, pinch weld right here. This one's pretty good. And then number two, there is a spot right here. You guys see there's a triangle and a hole. Put the jack right here. That's what I'm gonna do. Then the stand is gonna go right at the pinch weld. So let's do that real quick, and then I'll see you guys in a second after the car is jacked up, and I'll show you guys exactly where this part is and what it looks like and how to do this. So alright guys, so I just opened up the box right here. Here is what we got. The actuator itself, that looks like RTV. Interesting. Anyways, the actuator itself with the little knob thing, don't take it off, leave that on, that's supposed to be there. And then there is a thing that actuates the all-wheel drive right here. This sticks out, and I'm pretty sure that means it's in all-wheel drive. When it's in like this, that means it's in two-wheel drive. So dude, that's so funny how you can see the RTV seal. Anyways, also comes with new hardware as well. So yeah, these are the bolts that you'll be taking out. Let's make sure it's a 10. Yeah, it's a 10. Car's jacked up. We're gonna slide under there real quick and I'll show you guys exactly where this is. Alright guys, here we are. There it is, right there. There's the driver's side wheel. Yes, my suspension is low-key kind of cooked. This is the actuator itself. You guys can see the bolts, 1, 2, and then the other one is like up there somewhere, I'm pretty sure. So there's the electrical connector. Honestly, it doesn't even look bad, dude. I really hope this fixes the issue. I mean, to be fair though guys, if you look, there's no shield here. So also, I'm looking around the transfer case while I'm under here. I don't see any leaks or anything. So yeah, I don't know, there's no other telltale sign that anything is going on. I don't see anything weird. I don't even know what I'm looking at, but I feel like if there's a leak, we'll see when we get this one off. So yeah, what we're gonna do first is the electrical connection. So push and pull like that. Ooh. Yeah, the wiring looks fine. You guys see? That looks fine. This is literally probably just old. I mean, to be fair, this car has 130,000 miles, so if nobody's replaced this yet, it makes sense why it went out. All right, so now what we're doing is, yeah, these aren't that tight. All right, so we're gonna take these two out. I don't even know where the third one is, guys. But damn, was it literally just that? Yeah, that's crazy. Bolt number one. Yeah, you gotta do it the old way with the wrench. Dude, that's so funny. Guys, I'm genuinely serious. I've not used like a wrench, this wrench part of this, in like a long time. But that's good that we got it out at least. Second bolt is out right there. So guys, this one is up here, like reach above this, and you will feel it. It's gonna probably be difficult to get to. Ratchet wrench definitely is the key, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if I'll be able to get that up there. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, oh, this is gonna be super easy. It's gonna take me like 5 minutes. This last bolt is genuinely a pain. Hopefully I only have to do this once. There we go. Yes. Okay, the last bolt I was just fighting with, we are good. Last bolt is out. Electrical connection is out, so we should literally just be able to pop this bad boy out like that. I can't tell if this is, oh yeah, it is definitely bad. Guys, look at that. You guys see that? That's exactly what's going on with my car. Hopefully you guys can see that. It's like loose. That's exactly what's going on, guys. So we're gonna grab the new part real quick, show you guys the difference. That should not be doing that. That's a sign of this thing going out. I'm so happy I just found that, guys. I'm not gonna lie, because of the fact that if I didn't see this, I know I have other issues. But this is a telltale sign that your all-wheel drive actuator is bad. And this part was, I think, like 180 or 190. But that's awesome. The fact that that's a smoking gun, dude, that's so cool. This is the new one. No wiggle room like that. All right, so put this back in the exact same way. If I remember correctly, this should be like this. All right. All right. Yeah, we're good. All right, so let me grab the camera so I can show you guys what I just did, so you guys see. All right, so guys, look, right? The actuator only can go on one way, and then that nipple piece slides into that hole up here. And then we're gonna bolt this down, and we should be all set. And then obviously plug back in the wire. Also, what I should probably do is, you know, put an undershield under here so we're not getting issues like this, because this could have been really bad in the winter. So real quick, set the camera back up for you guys, like so. Okay, there's not any. Cool. All right, guys, these are genuinely not tight at all, so don't crank these bad boys down so you don't strip them. And let's do a little first-person view of me doing this, because why not? All right, so grabbing the bolt like this, you got to get your finger in there like that. I'm just hand threading it a couple threads. All right, and then the third one is the weird angled one. That's like back here. Oh, this is gonna be fun. All right. I genuinely don't know how I'm gonna do this with one hand. All right, guys, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna do the back one real quick, so I cannot do that with one hand. Okay, we got it. You gotta just hold on, guys. I'm crazy. It's also about to rain. All right, so you just gotta find the thing with your hand, And then slowly twist these bad boys in like that. The one in the back is genuinely a pain, but it is still accessible. It's not too bad. But obviously, guys, my arm is already cramping up. I'm a mechanic. I'm a YouTube mechanic. Your vehicle is going missing. So am I.
I thought it was gonna be easy, but you gotta take off the whole side again.
What? It's a little bit shorter. This is you versus the guy she tells you not to worry about.
Coated.
Hopefully y'all can see that on the camera. That shit is done, bro. That's a lot of oil.
It is.
Don't crank these down too much, but obviously make sure they're tight. Like, that's probably good. We're gonna do one more swing. Like that. Okay, that one's good. Next is this. A couple swings. Good. Now the one in the back is gonna be interesting. I don't know how I'm gonna do this one hand. Alright, we are good. That's tight. The thing is not wiggling. Cool. The connector looks fine, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, the connector's fine. We're not gonna do anything to that. Now what we're gonna do is just plug this bad boy back in. This only should go on one way. Like, hear the click, not moving. Thing is tight, not going anywhere. Bolts are tight, all bolts are tight. Nipple is back in the nipple area. Hey guys, I'm not gonna lie, that wasn't too bad. I can't, hopefully you guys can see that, dude. That is insane. It's just like a fidget toy. It's kind of satisfying to do that. All right, guys, so that was it. I gotta still do that. I'm not doing that today. Absolutely not. Let's see. There we go. Switch. All-wheel drive. No issues. So we're probably gonna go home and clear the code, because as of right now we are good. I mean, to be fair, the issue is intermittent, so alright, let's see what happens when we switch back. Switch back, switch back, switch back. Don't worry, that sign right there has nothing to do with, yep, no issues. I just want to see if it'll switch. 3, 2, 1. Alright, so we plugged the scanner in. I don't know what that is. That's something else that we gotta fix eventually. Right here, DTCM, front extra disconnect sensor circuit performance. Erase, erase. Erase was successful. Scanning it again. No DTCM codes, and I think that is it. Everything else is unrelated. Fix, problem solved. That actuator was cooked. I'm very glad I did this, guys. Hopefully this video helped you guys, and if it did, leave a comment and a like down below. If you guys have any questions, leave a comment down below. I just said that twice. Without further ado, guys, we're gonna get out of here before my battery dies. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys found this video informational, entertaining, and hopefully useful. And without further ado, me and Raven will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys. Stay safe.